Hey, so this is just a look at the latest issue of 2000 AD. So this is prog 2351. The reason why I'm focusing on this one is because it's an ideal um, introduction point because it's all completely brand new stories. So it's great if you've always been contemplating trying 2000 AD. This is the perfect one to start with. So it's increased slightly. It's £3.60, but with 2000 AD you do get at least 30 story pages, oftentimes 31, 32 pages of story. And this one has a great cover. It's by John McRae, and it's focusing on a character who's not been in 2000 AD. Good God, must be easily 10 years plus. I know there's his daughter who's 10 years ago, so it could be about 20 years for Sam Slade, Robo Hunter. He's got a new book coming out soon, collecting some of his classic stories. Well worth getting. I'm gonna be ordering it when I can afford to. So the big pull for this issue, it's a special one-shot story where he crosses over with Judge Dredd, but we'll come to that later. Let's have a look at the rest of it. So the first story is, obviously, it always starts with Judge Dredd, and this is called Poison. And this is by Rob Williams writing it. He's one of the, apart from John Wagner, I'd say he's my second favourite Judge Dredd writer. He always gives it a nice crime feel. You always know you're going to be in for a bit of an epic when he's on the storyline. It's got really nice artwork by PJ Holden, who's done quite a lot of war comics recently with Garth Ennis. And this is dealing with the repercussions of the death. That's a spoiler, but Judge Hirsch is basically passed away. So there's now a statue commemorating it outside the Hall of Justice. And Judge Dredd notices that people just walking about, they're not even noticing the statue, paying respects or anything. They're just like, yeah, another judge just died, that's so what. But it's impacted him really deeply, and he wants to investigate what's happened to her, because obviously he realised that she's been poisoned, and so he travels to another planet to get to the root of this problem. And that's about as much as I'll take, because you need to read it. The artwork is so nice, the story is so well plotted. 2000 AD can fit more into 6 pages than an American comic can fit into 22 story pages. And what I love about 2000 AD, each strip always has top-notch artwork and great writing. Talking of top-notch artwork and great writing, one of my favourite, more newer strips is Feral and Foe. This is written by Dan Abnett, who's doing his best work at present on 2000 AD, and artwork by Richard Elson, who's done lots of stuff with Dan Abnett, and he's doing the colouring as well. The artwork is so nice. As you can see, it's not shy on the blood and guts. If you're a fan of Sword and Sorcery and fantasy comics, or things like Dungeons and Dragons, Conan, Slain, Red Sonja, I highly recommend this. I would actually put this as a more enjoyable comic than Conan, more enjoyable comic strip than Red Sonja, or any of the other fantasy affiliated comics. It got a very kind of Terry Pratchett kind of humour to it, and the artwork is just so nice, as you can see here. And it's great to be reunited with these characters. Basically, Fear the Foe, they were originally, say for example in Lord of the Rings, they'd be the orcs, they'd be the villains, the big bads, they'd be working for the evil mastermind. But in this storyline, the bad guys are losing, and they decide, why are we fighting this losing battle? And they turn tail and start working for the good guys in inverted brackets, because the good guys are just as corrupt as the monsters that they're fighting. And yeah, the artwork's even nicer in this first chapter than it was in the previous book, which I did a video on a while ago. If you want to check it out, I highly recommend buying the first graphic novel that they did. But yeah, superb artwork for a fantasy storyline, and there's a really dark, fun sense of humour running all the way through it. If you like the humour of Douglas Adams and Terry Pratchett, you'll really enjoy this. I think Dan Abnett's doing his best writing now that he's doing less work for Marvel and DC and focusing more on his Warhammer books and his 2000 AD strips. I'd give that strip a 10 out of 10. And then there's a strip that's not been in the comic for about 8 years, apparently, called Helium. And it's by Ian Edgerton and Disraeli, who do a lot of stuff together. I think they did Scarlet Traces together. I could be wrong, but they do a heck of a lot of stuff together. And this is a story I'm not familiar with, because I got out of the loop of 2008 for about a year or two, around about the time this was out. But the artwork is so nice. It's got a bit of a steampunk kind of flavour to it, which is a lot the case with the writer and artist on this series, and it's just gorgeous. Disraeli's one of the most underappreciated artists going. He's so nice. And what's great, on the back here, there's a code what you can scan, and you can download a free copy of the first book, which I have done, which is this here. So I'll be able to get up to speed on Helium. But I read this blind, and I'm intrigued enough, so I'm going to read the first book tonight, so I'm up to speed with it. And this is the story I was really excited by. It's by Garth Ennis and Henry Flint. Henry Flint is one of my favourite artists, period. He's the natural successor to Carlos Esquerra. And it's the long-awaited return of Sam Slade, Robo Hunter, and he crosses over into Judge Dredd's universe, and he takes on, because he's a hunter, he hunts robots, and so he takes on Walter the Wobot, Judge Dredd's old loyal servant. And it's got Garth Ennis's sharp, witty humour, perfect. The artwork is just sublime. Flint Henry again provides his own colours. And I won't say anything more about this. You just need to read it. It's a great 6-page blast of fun. But it looks like there's going to be some more new strips next week, because there's Fear and Foes, an elongated, extra length story. And the Robo Hunter crossover was just a one-shot. So yeah, £3.60, 32 story pages. Each story was superb, immaculate art, great story writing. 10 out of 10. 2000 AD at the moment is knocking it out of the park. It's the one comic I know I'll never be disappointed with. Even if there's one duff story, the rest will always lift it up. And yeah, 10 out of 10. It's the perfect package. If you're in the UK, I highly recommend you pick it up. It's worth sacrificing one of your American comics for, because the quality is just a lot higher. If you're in America, you can get, I think they release them in like blocks of 4, or I do recommend getting it on digital formats on a monthly basis, because you will not be disappointed. Excellent jumping on point, and well worth trying. If you've always wanted to try 2000 AD but you never knew where to start, this is the place to start. On the 2000AD.com website as well, they have sampler digital books what you can download of classic 2000 AD tales. So again, another thing worth trying. But yeah, highly recommend this. One of the best reads of the past month, and I absolutely had a blast reading it today. Okay, thanks. Bye. Next video will be a look at new titles coming out in December. Okay, bye.